Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Pompberry, and today it's finally happening. You know from the title of the video. Today I'm gonna be trying out, oh god, the Melt Beetlejuice Collection. I can't even fit it in frame along with me. She is a beaut. As you can see, it's not a perfectly rectangular box. It is crooked and she's got layers. So I want to jump straight into this and show you guys everything that's in here. But before I begin, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Whoa. I think things have moved because it's really hard to hold this in a certain way that I can show you everything. But this is what it looks like. Hold on. I'm gonna just move out of the frame so that I can make way for the box. And I know you've probably seen this collection everywhere online, but I still want to show it. This is the PR box that it comes in. These were available for purchase and it is a stunning box. This back part here, they're like 3D cutouts, almost like a pop-up book, which I love me a good pop-up book. I loved them as a kid, still love them now. And in here, we've got 2 palettes, 3 liners, 1 mascara, 1 lash curler, 3 bullet lipsticks, and then 3 metallic liquid lipsticks. But there's more. Under here, we've got a little drawer. Also, might I note, my Beetlejuice inspired nails. I did not do these by myself. These are nail wraps from Espionage Cosmetics. I've been really into doing my nails lately. I don't know, just quarantine thing. I did a quick little, I say quick, but it took me like 5 hours. A quick little acrylic overlay and then I did the nail wraps. But anyway, let's get back to the collection. In this little bottom drawer, oh my god, okay, hold on. My arm really hurts from holding that up, so I'm just gonna pull out the drawer. There are some little things in here like ingredient lists, and this is a cute little note from the Melt team, and then this is a photo of the campaign. But in here we've got some makeup brushes, which I absolutely love the Melt brushes, so I'm really happy that they came out with some for this collection. I'm really excited about these brushes because they're half and half. I used to have half black, half white hair. I've had it twice before, in my teens and then in my 20s, and so I just love anything that has like Cruella de Vil hair, or rather Cruella de Vil hair colors. My little lip brush isn't half and half. It seems to have like a skunk stripe through it. I don't know if they're all like that or if mine's like a dud, but these feel very soft, really nice. I really love their brushes from their previous collection, so I'm excited to try these out. These seem like really nice brushes. We've got a cute little mirror that's got Lydia dancing on it, and she's also on the brushes as well. There's some stickers in here, and then we've got this little carrying bag that's got the sandworm all over it. So it looks a little something like this, and the inside is striped. Super cute for you to carry your makeup things. I'm kind of bummed that this bag isn't a little bit wider so that you could fit maybe both palettes in here along with the brushes and everything. I feel like if they had gone like just wider with it, you would have been able to fit the whole collection in here, minus maybe the mirror. I don't know, maybe it fits in here. Yeah, kind of, but I don't think it would fit with anything else in here. And that's just a complaint I've had in the past about their bags, is that you can't fit the entire collection in the bag, and I think that's just a missed opportunity, honestly, because if you're gonna travel with it, why wouldn't you want to take the whole collection? But okay, let's talk about these palettes. I feel like these are the focus of the collection. Eyeshadow palettes often are, but I gotta say, their other products in the collection are real attention grabbers as well. Like their gel liners, especially this one called the Afterlife. It's this beautiful chartreuse color, which I will be using today. And their metallic lipsticks that have a really, truly metallic finish. I feel they've come out with metallic lipsticks before, like in the Radioactive collection, and they just had a slight metallic sheen, but these ones are like actually super shiny. So I'm super curious about those two. I won't be swatching everything today because I just want to play with this collection. I feel super lucky to have been sent this, so thank you so much, Melt. And I just want to talk about these guys a little bit before I get started. So the collection has 2 palettes. One is the Recently Deceased palette, the other is the Waiting Room palette. They both have a plastic component, which is very different from Melt. Their packaging is usually made of paper, so this is quite a change change from their usual packaging, and also the format that the eyeshadows are in. So here you'll see there's a protective sleeve, and it's actually a scene from the movie. So I really appreciate the details, even down to the protective sleeve. This is definitely something I'm going to be keeping. This is an awesome little detail. The matte shades have a little imprint of Beetlejuice, which is awesome, and it makes me not want to use them. I love when there's an imprint, but I also hate it because it makes me not want to damage it at all. Now, my first thoughts on this palette is that it is very eye-catching. I think the colors in here are gorgeous, and this is a very, very bright palette. It's the kind of palette that if you don't wear bold, bright looks, you can't get away with doing a neutral look with this palette. And because of that, I'm kind of being drawn to the other palette right now. I will be doing another video featuring this palette. I just haven't figured out a look I want to do with this just yet. I can definitely see someone using this to create like a glam Beetlejuice look, but I don't know just yet if I want to do a glam Beetlejuice look with this palette. I'm still trying to figure it out. But I will say that I find this palette a little intimidating. I think it's a gorgeous palette. I think the color story is great. My one gripe, I haven't swatched these yet, so I don't know, but I feel like these two colors here are very similar. I feel like there could have been more of a difference in the colors here, which is weird. Melt doesn't usually do that. Their colors are usually very different from one another in a palette, so I'm interested to see why they did that and if it swatches differently. But today this palette is not going to be the focus, but I just wanted to show you guys because I want to show you the full collection. And then we've got the Waiting Room palette, and in here it's another scene from the movie. It's from the waiting room scene, and this is a much darker, more neutral toned palette. I want to say I'm not surprised there's a black in here, which I understand, but it feels very repetitive to me. I, at this point, have I don't know how many different black shades from Melt, but this is a lovely, lovely palette. I had been wanting gray eyeshadows, so this came at a wonderful time. They've got a light gray and a medium gray, which I actually want to compare to their Millennial Pinks palette, which is a palette that also has grays in it, but I feel like these are warm grays. Let me check. Okay, so with the Millennial Pinks, this is a very cool toned, almost blue gray, and it goes on very dark. And then this one looks like a black and it goes on like a black, but it's actually a very dark gray. So for me, this, I kind of count it as a black because it looks black on the skin. So I kind of missed having a lighter gray like this one does here in this palette. So I love that they came out with the lighter gray in this. And the imprint here on the matte shades are the legs of the magician's assistant. So that's a very cute little detail. And I just live for these kind of like blood red, plummy almost shades. So I feel like this is very, very up my alley. And this is the palette I'm going to be using today. And today's look is going to be very simple, but it will hopefully still be very bold and very striking. It's a color combo that I haven't seen anyone do yet with this collection. And I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys to do a sort of simple eye look. So my idea for today is to pair the red shades and the green eyeliner. I think it's gonna look bomb. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to use for my lips, but we'll figure that out as we go. Also, in regards to the packaging, as you may have noticed, there's a huge mirror in the palettes, which is kind of really nice, but it kind of reminds me of the Huda Beauty packaging because it is plastic with a huge mirror. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. I kind of prefer their other smaller, narrower palettes, but I understand why they did this. It definitely looks very striking and there's like the see-through element of it. But anyway, I'm gonna get started. And the brushes don't have names, so I'm just gonna go in with the fluffy one. And I'm gonna start off with the color Obituary, which is the lightest matte red. And my plan was to just use this all over the lid, but I have a feeling it might go on really dark. So I'm gonna start in the outer edge. I grabbed very little because, as you know, Melt shadows are very, very intense. Also, one thing I will say, I kind of don't really understand releasing a mirror that's smaller than the mirror inside the palette to go with this collection. I mean, I love the mirror. It's super, super cute. But when the solo mirror is smaller than the mirror in the palette, it doesn't really make sense to me. But anyway, some people might have gotten just the mirror and they didn't get a palette. You never know. So I'm just going to work that. I'm starting at the outer edge of my eye. I'm probably going to go in with Lydia, which is a shimmery red, to try to brighten this up, even though I didn't really want to go with a shimmer for my eyes. But this is a very, very intense red. Like, I wish there was a matte red in here. Okay, so instead of this matte black, I wish there was a matte red that was like this, or maybe lighter than this red, you know, like a true red. But anyway, that's just me. I haven't watched Beetlejuice in so long. It's one of those movies that I definitely need to rewatch. And I did dress up like Beetlejuice last year, and then I dressed up like Lydia this year. And one thing that has me super bummed is that they said that initially they had planned on throwing this huge party for the launch, but because of COVID, obviously the party couldn't happen. And I'm so bummed because the melt parties are insane. Like, they go all out. So I'm sad that that party is never gonna happen. But anyway, with the shadow, I'm just slowly building it up, and I'm just doing a kind of elongated shape, bringing it a little bit in this inner part as well. I feel like the formula in this isn't as scary and intense as their other formulas. Like, I'm able to slowly build it up, which is not a normal thing for melt shadows. They're usually like pigmentation in your face in one go, but this one I'm able to slowly build it up, which is great because it's a lot more workable. So I feel like maybe this one's either pressed different or the formula is different, but it seems a lot easier to work with. Not that I don't find their eyeshadows easy to work with, they're just very, very, very intense. So they can be hard for beginners. Now that the shape's been defined, I think I'm gonna go in with Sandworm as my brow bone highlight, even though it's a white. I don't know if it's an off-white or a pure white. I'm kind of scared, but I just figured I would try it because why not? I'm just using that to blend out the edges a little bit better and just give a nice little pop to the brow bone. I think, is this Melt's first white? That's exciting. I'm always excited when brands come out with a white. You guys know my love for white eyeshadow, but I'm excited to try this as like a pure opaque white. Let me swatch it. Let's see. Let's try this out. I still don't know if it's an off-white or a pure white. It looks to me like it could be an off-white, which is very interesting. I haven't read about the shades or anything. I don't know what they classify each color as, so I might be crazy, but I think that's an off-white, and if it is, then that's really cool because I haven't seen other brands do that really. It's almost like a very, very, very light gray. I could just be going crazy. Okay, I'm not going crazy. I decided I should just look it up. It's a white matte eyeshadow with a gray undertone. Amazing. Holy shit. That's amazing. I don't think I've ever seen anyone really do that, and I can tell that it's not a pure white. I'm glad I wasn't going insane. Yeah, I really like that little touch because it ties in really well with the grays in the palette, so nice. Good going, Melt. And now for all over my lid, I'm going to go in with the shade Lydia. I don't know if I should use my finger or one of these two brushes. I'm going to try the bigger brush first, and then I'll see from there. But I'm going to take that and just apply it all over my lid. Ooh, that is very shimmery. See, my idea for this look, I thought that Obituary was going to be closer in color to Lydia when I saw it online, but this one is very, very pigmented, and I don't think I mind it being metallic. I wanted to go for a full matte look because I'm just a matte ass bitch, but it is a very pretty color. I really, really love red eyeshadows. I know they aren't necessarily easy to use because they can make you look a little bit sickly, but I absolutely love them. That's why I think I wanted to try doing a red look today, is because it can be a harder color to pull off. So I wanted to try to see if I could do something that's still pretty and wearable. And I'm just going to blend those edges out with the previous brush. I am going to use the smaller one to get into my like little inner corner that the bigger brush doesn't seem to be reaching. I just really want to pack this color on all over. I maybe could have gone straight in with just this color, but I did want to use a few different shades from the palette, you know? But I am bringing this pretty far up and out. Okay, I am getting a little bit of fallout. Oh no, my nose is red. Oh fuck. I'm gonna have to fix that in a little bit. I just noticed something. This palette has 8 colors, while this one has 10. Why? why can't this one have 10 too? Because I feel like this color story could benefit from 2 other colors. Maybe neutrals. I don't want to say neutrals, but something... I don't even know. Maybe the color of Beetlejuice's skin, like the way that you have a white in here, you could have like a very sickly yellow so that you could use it as a transition shade, because I believe his makeup wasn't actually white. It was like a very, very sickly pale yellow. So I feel like that could have gone into this palette. I'm sure they had their reasons to why they kept it an 8-color palette. But anyway, I'm filming this to give you guys my 2 cents. So here they are. My nose has just gone completely red from the fallout, so beware. I'm gonna fix that at the end because there might be more fallout as I continue the eye. Right now, I kind of really want to do the eyeliner. And I'm kind of shocked that they didn't include an eyeliner brush for this collection. I suppose that you could use the lip brush, but I don't know. Kind of weird. They could have added an angled liner brush, because last time they did have an eyeliner brush in their collection, but it's like a pointed one. So I'm kind of surprised they didn't come out with a flat angled one for this one. But anyway, I'm going to go in with the color The Afterlife and just look at this shade. It is stunning. And if you've never used the matte gel liners, stop what you're doing and go buy some. They are honestly the best gel liner formula I've ever used. They are super, super soft so that you can get a really, really sleek and precise line. And because they're really soft, they don't dry out in the pot. And I will be using their gel liner brush for this application. I really want to do a very, very big liner shape. And even though my eye doesn't really suit really big eyeliner shapes, I still want to do it. Still think it could look really cool. And the one thing that I am worried about, and I am noticing it a bit, is the color that's underneath transferring and mixing into the liner and muddying it up, and that's definitely happening. So I will need to do more than one layer of the liner, but that's something that you kind of expect with lighter colors like this. It's just part of the game. It is what it is. But this shade is so yummy. And see, when I do a second layer, it's fine. You'll have to do probably more than one if you're doing it against a dark background, or even if you aren't, you might still want to do a second layer just to really get that punch. But I was already expecting that. That's no fault of the product. That's just the way light colored liners are. I really just wanted the contrast between the red and the green. And I know that might be like very Christmassy, but that's not really what I'm going for. And I feel like these aren't necessarily Christmassy shades. Like, this is a chartreuse, it's not forest green. So I mean, I guess you could do this as a Christmas look. Why not? Christmas time is almost upon us, but that wasn't really the idea. I just thought that it could look cool because it would give a really big contrast, since red and green are complementary colors. Not necessarily this shade of green, because this is almost a yellow, but you know what I mean. Okay, I've gotten my liner pretty thick, and I've done quite a bit of layers, and I'm noticing that it's starting to, like, not necessarily crack, but to crinkle. I think maybe a solution to not have to layer as much product would have been to do a white liner first and then go in with this color, because it definitely needs a ton of layers for it to look this bold. But then when you do that many layers, like, this product wasn't meant for layering that much, you know? Like, I've got upwards of like 5 layers on here. I don't even know. I didn't bother counting. So yeah, I know that this product, it's not meant for it to have this many layers, but if you're using it on top of a darker eyeshadow and you want it to pop, then you're gonna end up layering. So maybe use a white liner underneath that you know isn't prone to cracking, and then do this. I think that is probably a better solution, and the next time I use this, I will try that. So the only part of the look that I had planned out was this. I still don't know what I'm gonna do for my under eye. I still don't know about the inner corner. I thought I could either go with a chartreuse on the under eye, and then I would be dipping into this palette, which I said I wasn't gonna, but I don't mind. I can dip into it. Like, I thought maybe I could use this color under my eye, or I can stick to something in here, and I don't know. There's just way too many options. And it also depends on like what I'm gonna do for the lips, which I still don't know. Like, literally too many options. I'm a very indecisive person. Okay, so because there are so many variables into what color combinations I could do, I decided to swatch the 3 liquid lipsticks on my hand. And turns out the darkest one isn't super metallic, but you can see the sheen of the pink and the purple one. They are super, super like foiled. And I'm kind of bummed that the darkest one isn't foiled either. It definitely has like a sheen to it, but it's not the same. And I kind of really wanted to use one of these foiled ones. Either that or the green bullet lipstick. But if I use the green bullet lipstick, then this is just gonna turn into like a Christmas look. So I might not use this guy, which I absolutely love this shade. This is one of the things that drew me to this collection was this lipstick. So I'm kind of bummed I'm not gonna use it, but I will eventually, obviously. That got me to thinking I could do a combination of these two, like use the darker one to outline my lips and then the shimmery one in the center, but the purple doesn't really have anything to do with the eye. Like this isn't a color combo I would normally do. So I was thinking of maybe doing a purple on the bottom lash line, and that would be completely changing kind of this idea. I just wanted to do like red with green and leave it at that. But I'm tempted to throw another color in here and it might ruin everything. I don't know. I'm gonna think about it for a couple minutes. Go grab a snack. I'll come back when I decide what I want to do. And a lot of people ask me if I plan my looks ahead, if I practice them before filming. The answer is no. I just wing it all the time. And so sometimes I get stuck and I don't know what to do. And this is one of those times. Okay, so I actually did go have a snack and I actually took a picture of myself and put it into Procreate and used different colors under the lash line to try to figure out what to do in this situation. And while I was thinking about all the color combo options, I came to realize that I really wish there was a gray bullet lipstick in this collection. The 3 lipsticks are this very orangey red, this green, and like a dark purpley magenta. And I wish that maybe this one was a gray. I feel like Melt puts out a lot of purple and pink lipsticks. In the metallics, there's a purple and a pink. So I feel like they could have omitted the purpley pink in the bullets and added a gray in there. That would have been perfect. I would have gone with a gray for this look. But that's not the case. So I'm gonna figure out what to do. Oh god, I feel like this might be the most like chaotic video I've ever done. I apologize if this is your first time here on the channel. I'm not usually like this. Okay, after much deliberation, I think I'm just gonna stick with the red, which is probably what I should have done all along. So I'm just going to go, and I'm using a brush that's not from the collection because I wanted a very, very thin pencil brush, and I'm just applying that real close to my bottom lash line. Then I'm also applying that under the liner, and that'll hopefully add a little more contrast as well. Then I'm just going to take the little small brush and blend that out a little bit. I really do like this shade Lydia. It's very metallic and you don't need to use your fingers to have a nice payoff. Yeah, I don't know why it took me as long as it did to decide what color I wanted to use on my bottom lash line, but it is what it is. And I think I will end up dipping into this palette. I think I'm going to go in with the color Neurotic for my inner corner. And it'll just bring that green into here as well. So yeah, I'm keeping this color palette very limited, very minimal. I probably could have just used Lydia on the lid, to be honest. I didn't have to go in with that first color, but I wanted to try it out. I was very curious to see how it would look on the skin. Okay, yeah, I do quite like that. And I know this is probably not what you were expecting with a Beetlejuice collection. I'm sorry I'm not doing something that's directly inspired by the movie. I just kind of wanted to play around and just let the colors guide me, even if they did guide me in a really weird path. But yeah, I think this is a super bold and cool combination of colors. And now it only makes sense to use this color in the waterline as well, since I'm going to use it on my lower lashes. So I'm just going to place that right there. And then I'm going to use a small fan brush that's meant for lashes. How did I get liner on the outside of the cap? Not quite sure how that happened. I'm gonna get some of that liner on this brush and paint it on my bottom lashes. So I just want these bottom lashes to pop against the red, and I think that looks pretty cool. Now for an unexpected part of this collection is the lash curler and mascara. These are two brand new products to Melt, and honestly these are products that I never thought they'd venture into. I never imagined them creating a mascara, but it's a Beetlejuice mascara and it looks awesome. It's like a matte metallic finish. It's got the sandworm on it. It says Beetlejuice, and then it's got the little lash curler to go with it. It says Melt Heart Beetlejuice on it. Them coming out with these products makes me think that they might come out with another mascara as part of their permanent collection. We'll see, only time will tell. And I don't ever use lash curlers, but I'm gonna, just for the sake of the video, because my lashes are already pretty curled up anyway. God, I don't remember the last time I did this. Recently I've been using a heated lash curler when I do want a sort of lift, but I don't remember the last time I used one of these. I do like that it matches my eyeshadow though. I think it's just your standard eyelash curler. If you want one that looks cute and red, then get it. It doesn't scream Beetlejuice. Like maybe if they had done one that was like striped black and white, that would have been cool. I think it's just a standard eyelash curler. The shape to it is pretty good. And now I'm excited to try this mascara. It is the Ultra Black Supernatural Lash Mascara. Oh no, my lid has come off. Like the component is like come apart. So I'm gonna stick it back together. Okay, there we go. That's not a very good sign, but I have had that happen to other products before, not Melt, but just like in general, sometimes the component slips apart. The lash curler did give a really good curl to my lashes, I will say that. And this is definitely a very, very black mascara. I'm trying to be very careful so that I don't get it on my liner or anything. The brush size isn't too big, which I prefer because then there's less of a chance of you getting it on your skin. It does feel more like a volumizing mascara, like the formula is pretty thick. So the more I'm putting it on, the more I'm trying to like brush out my lashes, the more they're kind of getting grouped together because it's such a thick formula. I definitely have to go in with something to brush it out because it definitely joined my lashes together. I usually like using a more lengthening formula rather than volumizing because of this. I don't like it when my lashes get clumped together. I'm not a fan of that look, but if you like volumizing mascaras, this one seems to be pretty good. It's very, very dark, and I feel like if I brush it out, it's fine. Okay, I'm going to show you with and without the mascara. This mascara is probably really great if you have really sparse lashes. I do prefer a thinner formula, but that's just personal preference. Okay, on this side, it didn't seem to clump my lashes together as much. I definitely like the application on this side a little bit better, but I'll show you what that looks like. I feel like this formula maybe with a different applicator would work better for my lashes. Yeah, I don't know if I'm in love with this mascara. It's definitely really dark and whatnot, but I feel like other mascaras that I have make my lashes look nicer. But one thing I will say is that I feel like mascara formulas are a very personal thing. Like some people love mascaras that I hate, and I love mascaras that other people hate. So I don't really know what to tell you except that it's a very volumizing and thick formula. For the lips, I think I am going to do a combo. I'm really torn if I should just use the purple or just use the dark one. So I think I'm going to try using one to outline and one to fill. I think that's like a good compromise. But let's see. The dark one is called Weirder and Weirder. And what's this formula called? It's the Electric Lip Paint. Wow, those letters are tiny. And then this one is called It's Showtime. I'm actually going to use the lip brush that came in the collection because I love me a lip brush. And I'm going to start outlining my lips. Okay, so far the lip brush, it isn't tiny, but it's very firm. And so you're able to do very precise lines with it, which I love. I feel like it's very dense and that makes the brush be firmer. And this color isn't as metallic, but it definitely has shimmers running through it. And I believe that all of these lipsticks are also a stain. So this is my finger after I like smudged the lipstick on my hand. It does leave a stain, but that's on purpose. I'm really curious to wear these out and see how they wear throughout the night, because I imagine that these sparkles fade and then you just end up with a beautiful stain. And that sounds lovely. Now that that's outlined, I'm going to take It's Showtime and fill it in. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. That is stunning. I'm gonna blend out the edges with the little lip brush. And I think I just had an idea for what I'm going to do with the other palette, and that will be very, very Beetlejuice themed. I think I'm going to do one of my little freckled looks. That's going to be fun. We'll get real creative with the next one, I promise. And if you don't know about my freckled looks, I don't mean regular freckles. I draw little pictures. They look almost like little stickers on my face. So I think that's going to be real cute. I don't know how I feel about this purple with the red. It's not a combination I would normally do. I feel like this collection has a lot of colors that you wouldn't necessarily put them together, but I don't hate it either. It's just not the same vibe, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a gray lipstick would look really cool, because this to me reads very like trendy streetwear type of like makeup, and then this reads very like Halloween. So I don't know, but look at how shiny that is. Okay, I'm gonna sit on this a little bit and see how I feel and finish doing the rest of my face. But I don't know how I'd feel about doing just the dark either. I don't know if that's the way to go. I don't know. This look, I'm so sorry. It's just me not knowing what to do the entire time. But that's how I feel nowadays. I'm just like, what is life? Where has time gone? I can't believe it's the end of the year already. What is life? I'm gonna try darkening it up a bit, but I feel like then it like loses its charm, you know? I feel like it loses the umph. I do feel like I like that a little bit more. I'm still unconvinced though. Since we're trying shit, I'm gonna try the pink one and I'm gonna dab it right in the center, and that's just adding another color. But I feel like at least that's like similar to the eye color. No, I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I also thought about doing a red lip, but I feel like this red is pretty orange leaning, whereas the red on my eyes is more blue toned. So I don't know. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna try it, because why not? We're here to try stuff. Ooh, that stain is pretty though. Look at how shiny that is. It's crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a metallic lipstick that was truly, truly like foiled like this. This is the color Miss Argentina, and I'm gonna try using it in the center. I might hate it, but I just want to try. Ooh, this is not creamy. Oh, it's like a really intense matte. Yeah, it's very matte. You have to like drag it on the lips. Oh, it could work without the dark outline. Let's try it. I know that I didn't swatch anything, but it's like I'm doing swatches on myself. Okay, I've removed the lipstick from the bottom half, but I'm keeping the top just in case I don't go with the red. Just in case. You never know. But yeah, this is super, super matte. I'm like really, really tugging at it, but it does feel very comfortable. It doesn't feel drying. Okay, I just want to get that on to see how I feel. Red with red? I don't know, because they don't necessarily match. And I know I look ridiculous like covering my top lip with my finger, but this is how I like visualize it. Oh man, why is this so hard? That's what she said. Oh, and I should note that the bullet lipsticks have the sandworm imprinted on them as well, which is a super cute detail. And I might use a dark lip liner, but I think, yeah, see, it's just like a different tone of red, which is weird. Like, why would you not make the reds match? I don't know. That's kind of frustrating, because then you can't wear the red with a red. Oh my god. Yeah, I kind of hate the red. I will say though that this formula, it feels like I'm not wearing lipstick at all. Like, it feels super comfortable, which is surprising because it's so like not smooth to put on that you'd think it would be drying, but it feels super, super comfortable on the lips. I gotta figure out what to do with these lips here. Give me a second. In a last attempt, I'm gonna take Lydia and put it on top of the lipstick and see how I feel about that. Because I want it to match my eye shade, so why don't I just use my eye shade? And then I'm going to take Obituary and apply it to the corners. And if this doesn't work, then I don't know what will. Okay, you know what I think is actually throwing me off is the white on the brow bone. As weird as that might sound, I feel like that is creating a weird thing. And so I'm just going to try to wipe that away a little bit, and I'll use a different color on my brow bone. I feel like that is leaning too cool toned. and it's messing with everything else. Instead, for the brow bone, I'm going in with my Black Moon Cosmetics Orb of Light palette. I'm going in with this pale yellow shade to kind of offset that white. It just brings it back to kind of my skin tone. That was getting in the way of the look, but at least I tried the color. At least now I know that there's an off-white in the palette. I'm just using some concealer to clean up around the lips a little bit. Because I used eyeshadow over the lipstick, it made the lines a little bit blurry. And I know that this look should have honestly been like the world's quickest video, but because I didn't know where I was going with it, it obviously took a very long time. So I apologize for that. But a lot of you have told me that you like seeing my creative process and you like seeing when I mess up and try again. So that's why I'm leaving it all in, because sometimes it isn't easy to come up with a look, even when it is a look that only takes basically 2 colors. But if I were to do this look again, then obviously it would be super quick. Oftentimes it isn't the actual doing that takes a long time, it's the creating a concept that takes the longest. And I think for one last touch, I want to add a gloss to the lips. So I'm going to go in with the Melt Stupid Cupid gloss. And I hope I don't hate it, because I have hated a lot of stuff I've done to my lips. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, I actually do quite like that. I need to clean up this fallout, need to powder my face, and originally I had planned on using my own hair for this look, but I really think I should use my Lydia hair for this. I think black hair would go really, really well for this look, so I'm gonna go pop on some lashes, pop on a wig, and I'll be back to show you the finished look. And this is the finished look. I actually quite liked it with my actual hair, but I decided to put on the Lydia wig, and then I remembered that I had this little pillbox hat, and I thought it was a nice little nod to her bride outfit. Since I went red with a look, I thought it was appropriate, and it definitely changes the mood of this look. I feel that with my hair, it feels very modern and fresh, but then the minute you put on a pillbox hat, it makes this look a lot more classic, even though it totally isn't, but it definitely, I think, changes the mood of it, and I like both of them, not gonna lie. So I hope you liked today's video. I'm sorry that it was a little, I don't want to say all over the place, but I did take a while to decide what I was gonna do, but at least I got to show you a lot of the products from the collection. I will, as I said, be doing a look with the other palette, and that one will be inspired directly by Beetlejuice. And even though this is a very quote-unquote simple look, I think it is still very striking, and it just goes to show that you don't need a ton of colors to make a look stand out. Sometimes 2 colors is enough. Let me know if you picked up anything from the collection down below. My final thoughts are that I love the collection. You guys know I'm a huge Melt stan. I will say though that the mascara is not my personal favorite, just because I prefer lengthening formulas, and this liner, I do want to find a way to wear it so that I don't have to layer it as much, but you can see the color payoff is gorgeous. You can also use it as mascara. It's definitely such a unique color, and I really appreciate them including this in the collection. I'm also super excited to try the other liners as well. I really love these guys. I wish that this one had the same foil effect. It would have been stunning if it did. It's still a very pretty color, but the effect that these give is insane. And also, I should note, this is the stain that they left behind on my hand. I'm not sure if this one leaves a stain. I don't think so, but these definitely do stain, and they do look quite pretty. Oh, and I should mention that the lashes that I put on are the Likely Makeup Casper lashes. And for my cheeks, I didn't put any highlighter or blush this time. I know, crazy. But I did contour using the Melt Sculpt Stack. I used the powder contour and a tiny bit of the powder bronzer. And I also went in with the Fenty Amber Matchsticks to cool it down a little bit more. I thought that this look really didn't need anything on the cheeks. I do have a bit of glow happening, but that's just from the prep that I did on my skin beforehand. I didn't add any highlighter. I thought that this look was so bold that I didn't want to take away from it by adding anything to the cheeks. Color-wise, oh, and this hat just keeps falling and falling. Whoops. Not on very well. All right, there we go. But yeah, I can't wait to try out the other palette, and I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to all my patrons who support me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.